Hey, good evening, everybody. How's it going? Patrick here, Pat on your back, Crystal Fitness. I just want to hop on and say hey, and hope everyone's doing okay in this different, obviously, situation. For me, I found I had to take a couple days just to let things process, see what was going to play out. As of today, all the gyms I'm currently at have been closed. A couple tried to hold on as long as they could, but the situation just didn't allow for it. So just again wanted that time to kind of let things process, see where things were, kind of get my head about me, and get my routine dialed in, which we'll kind of talk a little bit about in a sec. But now I want to be a little more involved and more active on social media for you guys, just to give more tips, more advice, different hey Joseph, how you doing? Just give some sorry guys, it dropped something. That's all right, I'll get it later. Just a little bit more of a resource for people to have, things to take in mind, keep in mind. Again, this is a unique and different time. So I wanted to come on here and give you my 5 tips, 5 strategies to kind of make the most of this time. It's very easy to get trapped and kind of sucked into the negativity. So trying to give you some different ways to cope and go through. So again, hopefully everyone's doing well. I'm going to start outside. I started this afternoon on the IG, on Instagram, the IG as the kids say, and my connection sort of got a little wonky, so we'll see how it works. But I wanted to start with, and my first point is be alert and aware, but don't dwell on things. Don't be paranoid, for lack of a better word, but don't dwell on things. For those that don't know, I had the privilege of working for the Canadian Armed Forces for just over 10 years. 5 of those-ish were in the fitness side, and I had the privilege, again, the honor of going to Afghanistan in 2006 to work over there with the troops. And when we were in Kingston for our 2-week selection and training, we had the ability to learn so much about the environment, the people, the enemy, the Taliban, things were going on. Hey Scott, hey Dave, thanks for jumping on. And they gave us so much information to prepare us, to make us aware, so that we were in that war zone, that army base that was active, which in Canada they're not, obviously. We were prepared. We could be alert, know what was going on, and not have to be worried or scared. And that's what I want you guys to try to focus on here. Take in the information you need to take in. Stay as informed as you need to be, but try not to dwell on things. Try not to get sucked into that wormhole of taking everything in constantly. It's so easy now with 24-hour news networks and social media and everything to just really get lost in it and spend hours almost watching the same thing over again, or watching all the talking heads go back and forth, and the news networks have this bright red letters that scroll across the screen and flash and blink and all this stuff. So what I'm trying to do, and what I'm trying to suggest, is limit it to about an hour or so at the most, or whatever time works for you, but limit it. Try not to spend all day scrolling and looking and watching and listening to everything. Find a source that works for you, go with that, and get the information you need, again, to be alert, to be aware of what's going on. There's closures and different things going on, obviously limitations, stuff you can and can't do, so we need to know what's going on. But just don't over obsess with it, I guess would be the way to go. So I find for me, what's worked for me the last couple days, I kind of get up, do my morning thing, and then I've been watching the 10:30 address. The Prime Minister goes on, gives the updates. I don't have political affiliation, really. I'm not affiliated to any party, so it doesn't matter to me who is out there. Political wise, I'm just looking to know. That's the latest update. That's kind of the decision makers. I find for me, I check that out, I see what's going on, I listen to the talking heads go along, and I hear some of the journalists ask their follow-up questions, which sometimes gives you and me a little bit of a laugh. But I do that, and then I try to distance myself from the news. I don't watch the news a ton anyway, regular day, regular world, I guess. I just find it's too negative, and it brings me down, and I'd rather just focus on other things. So I check out that hour or so of the coverage, get the information I need, and then this morning I threw on a quick funny show. I watched an old episode of The Office, something to lighten the mood, but I made sure I only scheduled myself for one episode. Netflix, I could easily watch 2 or 3 hours of the show and gone through a season or whatever. But I made myself a deal and kept my word that I just watch one show just to lighten the mood, get away from that news for a bit, and then progress on with my day. So that's the first kind of tip there. Again, be alert and well and aware, don't dwell. And find sources yes, Dave, online concerts. We'll get to that for sure. That's awesome. That'll be coming in. What I like to find and suggest is think of sources that work for you. So like I said, for me, I find that 10:30 block on the news is okay. For some, maybe that is online or it's print version. Maybe it's the paper. Maybe, again, it's online. Find sources that are reputable and work for you, and whatever keeps you, again, informed, but doesn't really make you afraid or paranoid about it. Be alert. My second point is what I'm doing right now, getting outside. Get some fresh air, run, social distancing, but it's not a quarantine, lockdown, stay away from everybody kind of thing. Keep your distance, be safe, obviously. Yes, the Twitter, Scott, is great source. The Twitter is good for news. I go there sometimes too. Get outside, get that fresh air, get the vitamin D. It's good for us, gives us the energy, gives us the clarity. The fresh air is good for our lungs, good for our body and the cells to get out of that stagnant air that's inside. Sometimes it just kind of recirculates and regurgitates. So get outside, get the fresh air, go for a walk. Even just, hey, Chantal, how are you? Thanks for tuning in. You win so far, the furthest from Australia. You win the furthest viewer. So get outside, get that fresh air, and try to get moving. Be active if you can, and whatever that is for you. If that's exercise and an intense workout, fine. If it's just going for a walk with a family member, that's great too. Move. We need the movement, motion. Our body needs that to get the cells going, get the body moving, the blood flowing, get those cells working, get up out of the seated position, the tightness that comes from it, and gets us away from the bad habits that could come as far as maybe poor nutrition choices and things like that. Yes, Scott, I love that. Enforce the recess with the kids are home. Enforce the recess, definitely. That structure, which again, it's like you guys read my notes. That'll get into the structure later on too. Yes, if you have kids at home, keep them on that routine. Enforce the recess and the lunch breaks and that sort of thing. And it's good for us parents and adults too to get outside. I used to work with a guy. He worked with a smoker, and the smoker would take his smoke breaks. And he was kind of put out because I don't get breaks because I don't smoke. So he would call them fresh air breaks, and he would go outside and for 15 minutes or so and just stretch out and get out and move around. So think of that fresh air break. Get outside, get moving. And again, our bodies and minds need this, and our minds, it frees them from that stress and maybe that overthinking or the clutter that's on up there right now. Hey, Sarah, how's it going? With everyone just trying to juggle out working from home or having the kids at home, planning different meals, thinking of finances, all that stuff going on. We need that mental break just to give us that time to kind of de-stress and but also give us fresh perspective. So maybe we come back to the task at hand. We've got fresh eyes, or we got some blood flowing to the brain. We have better thought processes to go to it, and you'll get more things done through that going through. So get outside, get that fresh air whenever you can. Obviously be safe, social distance and all that stuff. But that fresh air and that sun, if it's around, not so much tonight, but it's all right. It's still a good day. Just dress for the weather. It's a little chilly outside, but I got my gloves on and my fancy tube. I'm good to go. If it gets too cold, I'll make something up and go inside. And just speaking of being active, I mentioned to a couple of you guys already, tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern time, I'll be doing a bodyweight workout. The plan is Instagram and Facebook at the same time. I'm just trying to make sure I get everything lined up and ready to go, but that's the plan as of now. It's going to be a bodyweight workout. You don't need any equipment, maybe a mat, or if you don't have a mat, a towel. Just have something down to do some work on the ground on. Hey, Mark, how's it going, buddy? So again, 9 a.m. tomorrow, we'll be doing a bodyweight workout. So just a way to, hey, Jen, get you moving, give you some ideas of things to do. I'll post the workout as well, so you'll have it as a resource to keep yourself going. Because it doesn't need to be complicated. It doesn't need to be fancy and 3 hours long. It just needs to be, we need to be moving. That's what the body needs. That's what the immune system needs. Movement, recovery if your body needs it. Take that time. Maybe it's a yoga class, maybe some stretching or foam rolling. Whatever works best for you. So 9 a.m. tomorrow. Again, if you're around, guys, love to see you there. Well, I won't see you, but hopefully I'll see your names pop up, and we'll get that 9 a.m. workout in. And I want to do those a little more often. So let me know if there's workout types you want to see, formats you want to use, equipment you like to use, and we'll try to tie that in for you as best we can. And maybe I'll see if I can get some of these other fit pros on with me somehow and lead you through a fun workout that way. My third point, is work on you. This is a time where all those things you wanted to do, and I'm guilty of it just as much as anyone, working on your business or losing 20 pounds or learning how to play the piano, and I don't have the time, I can't do that, I don't have time. We all have time now. Hey Rachel, how you doing? We've all got time. You may have to adjust your schedule and tweak around if you have kids and are working from home, but there's no commute time. There's lots of free time that's kind of opened up for us, and now is the time to make you better. Pick that thing that you've been wanting to do for a long time and work on it. Set a goal, work backwards from that goal, and progress yourself towards it. So again, what thing? Comment here if you want to. It gives us accountability with each other. What thing have you been wanting to learn? What fitness goal have you had? What wellness goal, what nutrition goal have you been trying to work on that just hasn't worked out? Now is a great time to make the plan, work on it, get it in place. And for those of you that are home with your family, your kids, bring them on board, get them involved. They can motivate you, be that accountability partner as well, but also you're going to role model that lifestyle, that goal, that willingness to learn and get better to them. And that's what we all need. We all should be looking to get a little better. Hey Leah, get a little better every day. So whatever we can work on, now is the time. We want to come on the other side of this better than we were when all this stuff started going on and all these lockdowns and emergencies. Hey Duggar, how's it going, bud? Took place. So again, think of the skill, think of the fitness goal, mental health goal, spiritual goal, anything, whatever you've been kind of putting off. Now is the time to try to make a plan and work on it. And if you need a little advice or a little planning help, definitely reach out. And if I can help you, I by all means will. And if I can't, if it's something out of my realm, I probably can network you with someone who could help you. I probably know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy, if you know what I mean. Yeah, and then like I said, set goals, make them specific, have a date to them, and work backwards from that. So you have a plan in place to meet that goal. Little steps along the way to check in to see how you're doing. All those things work together, like making a snowman in the backyard. You start with a small snowball, roll it through the snow. The more momentum and movement you have, the more forward motion, the more snow you pick up, the bigger the snowball gets to make the base of that snowman. Same idea here, guys. Starting with little steps, little pushes through the snow, and the more you go forward, the bigger the snowball gets, the closer to your goal you get, and the better you become from that. And that takes me into point 4, which is scheduling and planning. Great time, again now, guys, to make use of the time that's there to work on your scheduling. Again, like I said, plan your goals, set your goals, plan them, reverse engineer, work backwards. Put the steps in place that you know will get you a little closer to your goal each day. Have check-in points along the way as you're going, so you can track your progress and see if you're on the way. And if you're not, that's okay. Maybe you just need to tweak the goal a little bit or the process getting there. And again, maybe that's where a coach or a mentor or just someone that's not involved, like a buddy, can take a look at it and say, oh, well, usually you do this, and maybe try that instead. They'll give you kind of a fresh perspective. Again, plan your work day. If you're working from home, which I tried to do quite a bit, it's tough. I find it very hard to work from home. There's distractions. There's social media. There's TV. If your family's home, which they probably are right now, that's tough. You want to spend time with them. That's a distraction. Try to set your day up as if it's a work day. Scott commented earlier that his family, his kids are home. They still enforce or implement recess, just like they would at the school day. So set your workday up the way it is. Keep your routine the same. If you get up in the morning and shower and have breakfast and then get dressed and go to work, do that at home. Get up, have a shower, have breakfast, put on some work clothes, go to your workspace, have a dedicated workspace if you can. Hey, Natalie, have that designated workspace. Go there and get to work and have your day laid out. Have your meetings planned, your phone conferences, projects you're working on. Chunk your time, group your time, so that, again, you can progress through your day just like you would a regular work day and get things done if you're there. Plan your workouts. So we've said before, schedule those workouts in just like you would those meetings, those phone calls, that work that you have to do. schedule those workouts in. Make yourself that priority. That's the time now. Again, we're saying make you, thanks Lisa, make yourself the priority. You need to get better so that hopefully if this type of situation ever comes up, hopefully it doesn't for a long time if ever, but if it does, you're better ready to handle it. You know that you'll have the steps in place to be better prepared for this. Not that you're not now, but we always want to be getting better and adding more onto this. So plan those workouts in, get those workouts going. Again, let's get better. Let's come out of this better than we went into it. Let's all be better on the other side of this one, myself included, guys. I'm working on all these myself. Plan your meals. We talked about that earlier too. If you do a meal prep, maybe still do the meal prep so you have things ready. Plan your meals out with your family. Again, we're all probably home together. Hey Martin, how's it going? Have that meal prep, that meal plan, a family event. Let everyone get involved, get the kids involved. Again, it's role modeling for them. They learn the healthy eating habits and hopefully make those better choices going down the road. Again, healthy eating, that ties into our immune system and how healthy we can be. So we want to have those good habits in place. So what we want to try to do, guys, is look at this as a good thing. Yes, it's not a good thing, really. People are getting sick and passing away, and that's not great at all, and everything is upside down right now. But what I want you to do, and what my mentor of mine, and Joseph's on here too, Todd Durkin, said, is in a year from now, how can you make this the best thing that's happened to you or to us? Make the most out of this so we're all better on the other side of it. We're healthier, we're fitter, we've learned to play that instrument we wanted to play for 6 years that sat in the corner and we haven't. We're getting home workouts in, we know more about our bodies, we know how to take care of ourselves. So again, we can get stronger and stronger to hopefully, if something like this comes up, it doesn't have the effect that it did now, or it just doesn't come up again. Meal prep to decide what to feed. That's right, Scott. You got a meal prep to know what to take out the night before. That's right. You got to defrost. You got to know what to defrost. And that comes back to part of the planning too. And something I'm trying to work on is next day prep, or NDP. I've heard someone call it next day prep. So the night before, taking those few minutes to plan out your next day, whether it's your meals, making sure your schedule's ready, your to-do list is done. I've heard a lot of people say that if you do that the night before, it's better to have that you set up for the next day. If you wait till the next morning to get done, then it kind of spirals out of control. You get a little more reactive. Whereas the night before, you can be a little more clear-headed. You can put it down, get the thoughts on paper, and then that clears your head so you sleep better and you have a plan going into the next day. So try that next day prep as well, guys. And I've got one last point here, my fifth one. Pretty easy. And again, if Joseph's still here, he'll recognize this from hearing it earlier this week from Todd. Smile. We got to smile, guys. Yes, everything's hard. Everything's difficult. Things are going all over the place. They're just random and weird and unexplainable sometimes. But we got to make the most of it. We got to find ways to smile. If we dwell on things too much, like going back to my first point, if we dwell, we stay in that high stress situation. We're usually if you know our fight or flight reflex, it's usually there to help us survive something by getting away from it or running towards it to fight it. It's a caveman kind of instinct that evolved in us to protect us. It stayed with us, but they're saying it's still a little slower compared to what's going on. We're not really usually in danger. We just get nervous or something and things come up. But because we're so inundated with text messages and social media alerts and emails and phone calls and this and that, we stay in that level of that high level of that fight or flight too often. We're supposed to go into it and come out of it, but we stay up in that area, so we stay in a stress zone. That's why a lot of us fight with inflammation and different things going on, and suffering from or dealing with chronic stress actually weakens our immune system. So we're already in that level where we're kind of too much in that zone, and we really need to come out of it just in general, but especially now with something that's really attacking the immune system. So smile, guys. Take that time to spread that positivity. Like Todd says, be a lighthouse. So a lighthouse, I know there's a few waterborne people here out on the water. A lighthouse guides ships away from the darkness, keeps them safe towards the light. So I want you to be a lighthouse of positivity. Share your positive energy throughout your community. Again, social distancing and everything is important. Keep that in mind. But if you can be on a video with someone and FaceTime them, if you can call them, write them a letter. If you see someone at the store, smile. Everyone's working hard to do the best they can. Some people really need that smile and that positivity. And just like that snowball we talked about earlier, that positivity is gonna grow and spread throughout your community, your town, your city, then the province, then your country. It's all going to spread, and that's going to help us get through this, guys. Everyone needs that. So take a minute. If you're happy, like Dan McDonough used to say, if you're happy, tell your face. Give us a smile. You need it, and try to share that smile with everyone else. Even if you don't really feel it, try to get through it, get that smile in. And just like I said, kind of a bonus thing, find things that help you smile. Like I said this morning, I watched the news for my hour to get informed. I threw on The Office. It was the basketball episode, if you're a fan, one of my favorites. Got a good laugh, or quite a few, and then I was able to kind of decompress and go on my day. But I made myself the promise and the plan, just one episode, and then I had to get up and go, which is hard for me. I love TV, honestly, and to watch shows, so it was tough to get up, but I did it. Find things that work for you to give you that escape almost, or that break from everything that's going on. So if there's good podcasts you like, download some podcasts. I try to find educational ones and entertaining ones. So I have a little mix of both. Watch some good movies, some good shows that you like. Read a book, or read some books if you remember those things with the paper and the covers. They have information in them. Again, some are informative and learning based. Some are just to escape and get away. Some are funny, some are serious. Again, find things that work for you. Some of the things I like, I'm trying to get more into the reading. I've got a bookshelf full of books that I haven't read, so trying to get into those. I'm also checking out, Dave mentioned earlier that he had a St. Paddy's Day concert, basically, because I think Dropkick Murphys, I think he said, were on live yesterday. And I missed that on Facebook, but scrolling through last night, I noticed there was tons of musicians. Yeah, Dropkick Murphys had live videos or posting videos online. I've watched Four Corners on Instagram. He's the DJ for the Raptors, an international DJ. He does a mix show every day at 4 for an hour where he just plays music. It's fun. He takes requests. He interacts with the people that are watching. It plays a lot of good stuff. So it's fun just to hear that good music, that kind of party vibe type things, just to get a break from things. So I throw it on while I'm doing some work, just to kind of focus on what's going on. That's great. A lot of artists have either podcasts where they share their songs. If you find was it Mixcloud or SoundCloud, there's spaces where our DJs and artists can post their things, their material, English is failing me, the material, so people can see it and share it. And with concerts being closed and all these venues, a lot of these independent artists are turning to social media so they can still get their material out there so people can see it. So take a look through Facebook. If you have a favorite artist or performer, do a search. Maybe they're out there putting something out for everyone to enjoy. And again, look at podcasts, look at streaming music, throw on some music, have a dance party with the kids, have a dance party with yourself. Why not? Okay, risky business. Why not? Kids, if you need to look that up, go ahead, just Google it later. Book the time in, don't waste time, but you can YouTube risky business to get what I mean there. So again, guys, those are my 5 tips. So just to summarize, be alert and aware, don't dwell. So get the information you need, be aware, but try not to really get sucked in and into that negative wormhole of 24 hours of news and just seeing it all and getting so uptight about things. Get outside whenever you can. Use the fresh air. Our body needs it, and we need to be active and moving, whether it's outside, inside. Again, exercise, activity, whatever works. Park far away from the store if you're going to get groceries. Use those steps. If you need to go get something in the house, don't ask the other person to get it for you. Get up and get it yourself. Work on you. Again, now is the time to make you better. So pick those things you're trying to work on. Maybe start with one so you don't overwhelm yourself, but get that ball rolling and then look at how other things will work in play with this. Again, all our systems, our health, our mental health, our physical health, spiritual health, financial health, our family relations, all these things interact with each other. And we can improve one portion, that'll have an influence on the other cogs in the wheel to get us going too. Schedule and plan. Have that routine. Keep your workday routine the way it usually is as best you can. Work around those situations. Again, home with family and things is different. Try to explain and understand with each other what you're doing. Take shifts or something with the kids if you need to get work done, if you're both working from home. Again, talk to each other, plan and schedule and figure out what's going to work best. And if it's not working, tweak it, change it. It's not set in stone. And our last one, smile. Be that lighthouse of positivity. Share some positivity, even if it's just with yourself and a spouse or your kids. Be happy. Make the most of this as best we can. If you see other people share that positivity. And a last bonus one that I forgot to mention earlier, try to be patient. If you're at the store, you know, they're doing the best they can, and the front line usually can't control what stock is in or out of the shelf, or how someone bought up all the toilet paper or whatever's going on. I know for here, earlier, my internet was really slow. There's going to be more, everyone's home. The internet may get a little slower. Just try to be patient, deal with it. Remember, it could always be worse. I opened with talking about Afghanistan, and I'll kind of close with it too. One of the many things I learned there, and a skill I adapted, was to not sweat the small stuff. It could always be worse somewhere. Focus on your health, focus on your family, having that shelter, focus on your friends and community, and don't sweat the small stuff, guys. If something comes up, it comes up. Do the most you can with what you have. Be happy, be safe. Stay in touch with everyone, guys. Again, comment below if you have any questions. 9 a.m. tomorrow, Facebook and Instagram, if I can get a couple phones charged and get things set up. A body weight workout, no equipment needed. Hopefully I'll see you there. Scroll around, look around on your designated time, though. Don't waste time. There's other trainers, fit pros, that are offering programs and classes, different tips and workouts as well. Find what works for you. Reach out if you need to, if you're looking for something, any questions, workout types, and we're all in this together, guys. So let's make the most of it. Let's build that strong community, even though we can't get too close. Build that community. Let's get better, and let's show this thing who it's messing with, and let's come out better on the other side. Have a great night, guys, and we'll talk to you soon.